Hello, hello. Choo choo. All aboard. All aboard, you guys. Happy Hump Day and welcome to Trainwreck Wednesday. I am Cassandra. I am your conductor tonight. And tonight, y'all, we're going to be working on finishing up this little desk that we started last week. So you guys come on and join me. Hope you got your tickets so we can finish up our deep sea dive that we started last week on this little disc. So again, my name is Cassandra and I am with Pecan Porch Boutique. So thank you guys for joining me. So you guys, last week, hi Laura, hi you guys. So last week, y'all, we started working on this little disc. So, what did we do last week and what have I done since I saw you guys last? Well, let's take a look. So, last week what we did was, and I have a bunch of stuff on top here, but we put on our octopus paper. You guys remember that? We put on our octopus paper. Here he is here, this octopus. Let me bring you guys in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Hey, Las Vegas in the house. Hey, Vegas. Okay, so, hi, sister. Okay, so we put on our little octopus last week with our decoupage paper. I used blue iris for the base of the disc. And then I mixed some blue iris with some white swan to get this lighter blue that I put here on the drawers. Then what we did was we used the seashore mold, the seashore stamp, and we made some stamps over here using some of the shells from that stamp, and I showed you guys how to do some masking. So that's what we did last week. So off camera, what I did, hi Rita from Illinois, hi, welcome. So what I did off camera, you guys, is I also showed you guys these two brushes. The French tip, which is, and I forgot to tell you guys, the French tip is actually a synthetic tip brush. And then the little Frenchie, which is a natural bristle brush. And I showed you these two brushes for a reason, because they are perfect for working on spindle type anything or getting into corners or anything like that. So I showed you guys those brushes. So, what else did we do? And that was pretty much it. So, I did a little bit of blending in the octopus on the sides, as you guys can see here. I did a little bit of blending, kind of covering up some of his tentacles, but not all. Kind of giving a little bit of shading along the seashells, the stamps that we did. So, I did a little bit of that off camera. So, and also what I did was, you guys remember the jellyfish paper, right? So I took the jelly paper and I cut out some of these jellies. And so what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to use one to put here like this, you know, because we don't want the octopus to be under the sea by itself, do we? So we're going to put a jellyfish here maybe. And then I'm going to use a couple to put inside the drawers. Okay? So, but I also did on this little, I showed you guys this little cardboard jellyfish here. And so I did a little bit of a salt wash technique on him. And kind of did some blending on him. And so I'm going to actually add him to the drawer front here. Maybe about right there, just to give a little bit of a 3D dimension. These little cardboards are fun to work with. So I want to start by showing you guys this process first, and I'm going to do it on this little octopus here. Okay, so that's where we're going to start. And then I have some molds that we're going to put on, a couple molds that we're going to put on the legs maybe here in this area. And I just popped those out of the freezer, so they are thawing. So just in case you guys don't know, you can actually make your molds ahead of time and put them in the freezer. I just lay them on a little cookie sheet, and I put them on parchment paper and put some parchment paper over them. And I do that maybe the night before, and then you can take them out like 15 minutes ahead of time and they're ready to go. So that's what I did. So we'll put on a few molds. So we don't really have much left to do on this one, but so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I want to show you guys what I did on this little cardboard cutout real quick. So let me scoot y'all back just a little. Sorry for the bouncing. And I'm gonna pull my table out. And I also redid the little knobs that were on here, y'all. They were cute little knobs, but you know, not really fitting. So I did like a little salt wash technique on this too. I don't know if you guys can see, but it really added, can you guys see the texture on there? So that's what salt wash is. Salt wash is just like a texture additive. So, oh, and then before we go, you guys, we are going to pull the winner of the name for the twins that we did the week before last. So, but let me show you guys this technique right quick that you can use these little cardboard cutouts. So I am going to use Blue Iris. That's our base color on our little disc. And I'm just going to add some, not much because I don't need much for that little project. But I'm just going to add a little bit to my little cup here. Just about like that much. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my salt wash. Not much. And I'm just going to kind of start adding it in. A little bit at a time, not too much. And then I'm going to stir it up to see where I am. And when you're using salt wash, you want to get it to the thickness so that it no longer will drip off of your little stick here. So see kind of how that's holding on, but it's still a little bit drippy. So I'm just going to add just a tad more because I really don't have much paint in here and I don't want to over add it. But if you add too much, you can always go back and add more paint. And I love texture, y'all. Hi, Lori. How are you? Welcome. Welcome aboard, Lori. Okay. So. It's still a little drippy, but I'm just going to add one little touch more. And this is kind of like trial and error, you guys. I think you guys have seen me use salt wash before. Okay. Gosh. It still wants to drip, and I didn't put in but a little bit of paint. But we're just going to add a little more. Stir. There we go. So now that it's holding on the stick, it's ready to go. All right. So I'm just going to take my little salt wash mixture now. And I'm going to use this little cheap little brush. It's like a, oh, Marilyn, you got your package. Good. All right. I'm going to be looking forward to see what you do with those. I have this little stencil brush. Well, actually, I'm going to use this one. It's a little bit rounder. It's just a little cheapy stencil brush from Walmart. I'm just going to take and dab it into my salt wash. And then I'm going to take my little octopus here, and I'm just going to stipple it on. Just dip, and you don't want to use, when you're using salt wash for texture on stuff, y'all, don't use your good brushes, because you know, you want to use either one of those little chip brushes that you can get from the, you know, from the dollar store for $1 or something, but don't use your, so salt wash is a thickener or color changer. No, it doesn't change the color, Donna. Actually, salt wash is a texture additive. So you add it to your paint for texture. And so I'm giving this little octopus here a little bit of texture. So that's what salt wash is. It doesn't change the color. You add the color by adding whatever color paint you're using. And it just gives you a little bit of color. I love texture, and there are a lot of things out there that you can actually use for texture. I like salt wash because it gives you just a little bit of texture without giving you too much. And so it's just kind of a little bit of a fine texture just to give your piece a little bit more definition, a little bit more dimension. So there you have it. So I don't know if you guys can see that texture. Can you guys see those ridges? So that's what salt wash does. And you just add it to your paint color. So I will finish up this little octopus later. But that is what I did. And I will probably go back in and I'll add a little bit of the other color to kind of blend it in a little. And then it will hopefully come out looking similar to this one. If you guys can see some blues and some greens here. And this little jellyfish, I'm just going to take him and I'm going to put some glue on the back. Because the back is the original cardboard. Let's see if you guys can see it without. There we go. Cardboard. I'm going to put some glue and I'm just going to put him onto my drawer. Just to give a little bit of dimension there to my piece. And a little bit of, you know, something unusual. So, yeah. So, I pretty much have one of these little, I call them my porch pair-ups. And I have one pretty much for every paper that I have in stock. And you can find these on my website as well. They're called porch pair-ups. Okay. So, we'll put these to the side. Let me put the top back on my salt wash out. Because I'll have salt wash all over this floor. And be up all night trying to sweep. Sweeping and crying probably. Okay, so let me move these out of the way. All right, y'all. So, that was the salt wash technique. Now, what I think we'll do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take, let me lift you guys up a little. So you can kind of see where we are on this little disc. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a couple things. First, we're going to go ahead and add a couple more of our seashells from the seashore stamp that we used. And we're going to add a couple more of those on this side over here. And then what I'll do is I will add a couple of these jellyfish maybe on top here somewhere maybe. But what I did for the drawers was on the inside, I painted them white. So I will put a couple of jellyfish inside the drawer. Just, you know, kind of a little something unexpected. So when they open the drawer, they'll be like, oh, there's a jellyfish in my drawer. So we'll put a couple on the inside too. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a couple of these little seashell stamps on our other side over here. So, and if you guys remember last time we used the IOD inks. So that's what we're going to use tonight. We're going to just finish up this side over here. And before we go, we will draw a name for the twins, y'all. And I have to tell y'all, one of the twins sold. So one of the twins sold. The lady really wanted them both, but she didn't have room. So she did buy one. So I still have one available. All right. So let me get you guys down. So I really like this big shell right here, y'all. So that's one of the ones that I'm going to be using. And again, these are IOD's inks and ink pads. So this one, and you need an ink pad for every color ink. So this one, and I just mark on the back what color I use. And this one is for the black. So, and here's the ink. I don't think I need any more because I inked them up last time. But we'll see. So I'm just going to take my ink pad and see. I might need a little more because it's kind of dry. You can also use a brayer and take your brayer and just run it across the ink pad and then run it over your stamp if you want to do it like that as well. All right, so add a little bit more black ink to my ink pad. And get some black on here. And if you guys remember, I told you that for this stamp, it's a 2-pack, and it actually comes with the mask. You can make your own mask for any stamps that you may not have mask for, but this actually comes with the mask, which is kind of cool. All right, so I'm gonna pull you guys up now, and I'm gonna kind of bring you in a little, and we're gonna stamp over here on this side over here. And you guys, maybe you can see the blend a little bit better. You can see some of the jellyfish that I've cut up here. Y'all, I had the window open, and I had these jellyfish laying up here. And it was kind of breezy today. And I looked over here, child, and jellyfish was swimming all over the dining room. They were just floating everywhere. I thought, man, those jellyfish are real. So here are the jellies that I cut up. So we just lay those to the side. All right. So I'm just going to take my stamp. I'm just going to find a place to put it. And once you drop it down, y'all, you really don't want to move it. Because if you move it, it's going to smear your image. And you're going to have to start all over. And you ain't going to like that, child. You're going to be like, oh, my goodness. So I usually hold with one hand and push with the other. I'm going to switch so I can do the other side. And then lift it up. And there we go. Can you guys see that? And I get a nice crisp image of that big pretty shell. Pull you guys in just a little. So there it is. So put that to the side. And then I got out a couple more. I really like this this starfish here. This starfish is really, really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do him in black as well. So let me grab my ink pad. And I'm going to try not to get ink on the desk. I'm really playing with fire here. Get ink on my little starfish here. Turn him over. And maybe just find a place up here to put him. Hold with one hand and press with the other, just real firmly. Trying not to shift them. And then lift it up. And there we go. You guys see that? These stamps have so much detail in them, you guys. You just get this real good crisp detail on here. Okay, so let me grab my my green ink maybe. And I think I used a little bit of the tomato, which is kind of a reddish ink. And it kind of blends in. So I chose the ink colors to try to blend in with the paper. Because the paper has some reds in it and it has some greens in it. So that's kind of what I did. That's kind of how I chose the colors that I was going to use. So let me open up my green. And let's do this little shell here. That's a pretty one too. I like this little shell. All right. So these are raised enough so that I'm not getting ink actually on my disc, which is good. All right. Okay, so I got it all inked up now. Find a place to put it. Maybe I'll just put it here. Drop it down. So how many of you guys have used these inks and these stamps? So the inks, one thing about the inks though, they do take a little bit longer to dry than the paint. You can also use these with paint. The inks actually take a little bit longer to dry, so just be aware of that. There we go. There's the shell. That is so doggone cute. So now you guys, I want to show you guys once again the masking. And in order to show you guys the masking, I am going to have to dry up at least one of these, because you don't want to mask over. You definitely don't want to mask over a wet image. So let me just get my little dryer here. And we're going to dry up a few of these. And then we're going to do a mask, and I'm going to show you guys again how the mask works. I think it's pretty cool, actually. So this won't take but a minute, you guys. Happy hump day to everybody. You can kind of tell when the ink is drying because it will get lighter. But ink does take longer to dry. Especially right here at the top. Even with my dryer, it actually takes a minute. Hi, Barbara. Thank you. Yeah, so this is our deep sea adventure. This is actually my first time using this stamp and this mold, y'all. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll show you. This one seems to be pretty dry. This one's still a little wet up there, and so is the little starfish. He's a little wet. But let me go ahead and show you guys the mask. So each of the stamps comes with its own little mask. So here's the mask. Can you guys know? If I put my hand behind it, you can't see it. Here's the mask for this little shell. So we're going to mask off this little shell here. And I'm just going to take the mask, and I'm going to lay it over the shell, and it fits perfectly. And then what I do is I'm going to take something else now. Let's take, for instance, maybe this shell. We'll take this shell now, and we will ink it up. Let me use my tomato, which is the tomato is kind of a reddish ink color. So I'm going to use that one for this one. So take this one. Looks like I have enough ink on there. Okay. And then now that I have my shell mask up, I'm going to take this shell that I just inked up, and I'm actually going to lay it over, kind of over my shell here. Maybe see how I want to position it. Maybe like that. Drop it down there. Press it firmly. All right. Then I'm going to lift it up. And I've lifted up the mask too, which is okay. So can you guys see that now? So it now looks like, can you guys see that pretty good? Let me see if I can bring you in just a little more. So now it looks like that this shell is lying over top of this shell that we just, over this particular shell. So that's what masking does. It kind of gives you the illusion that maybe one thing is laying on top of another, you know, something is laying underneath the other. That is the really cool thing about masking. And so this particular stamp, and I think there's a couple other stamps as well, they actually come with the mask themselves, which is pretty cool. So I think that's really cool, the masking. So that is the masking laid out. And you can continue to mask as many as you want. I wanted to do this one. It's kind of dry. So I think let's do that one and then we'll move on. So here's the mask for this particular one. Find how it lays and just lay it over there. And then let's see, let's take maybe our, we didn't use this little shell last time. So we'll take this little shell. Let's do it. Let's do it in the tomato again. Try to get it there. All right. Ink it up really good. Make sure you put your tops back on your ink pads too because they will dry out. Okay, so now we have this big shell masked up. You guys can see that, right? Right there. So the big shell right here is all masked off. Now we're going to take this little shell here and we're going to put it maybe, let's see, let's put it, trying to think of a good place to put it. We'll put it right here like this. Right. Once you drop it, y'all, that's it. That is it. Once you drop it, it is it. You are committed to that spot unless you want to completely redo it, and I know you don't. So there we go. All right, now let's lift this up. The mask comes off, and that's okay. We'll just put it to the side. And so can you guys see that now? So if you can see now, you just see the outside of that shell because we mask off this part. So now it looks like the smaller shell is lying underneath this big shell. And that's the great illusion with this whole masking technique, which I love. So that's what you can do with mask. And again, you guys, if you don't have, like maybe you're using a particular stamp and you say, oh gosh, I wish I could mask this one. Well, you can make your own mask. All you do is simply take your stamp, whatever it is, ink it up or paint it up, whichever you want to choose, ink or paint, and stamp it onto some paper and then cut it out. And you have your own mask. So yeah, so that is masking. So, and I want to show you guys these. So these are the molds. Look at that, y'all. Isn't that scrumptious? So I made these molds up ahead of time. And again, I popped them in the freezer, right? And you can pop them in the freezer. And then you take them out about 15 minutes before time for you to use them. And they start to thaw back out and they become pliable again. Just like they were in the beginning. But isn't that just the best detail in these molds? It is really, really some good detail in these. So that's what I did with those. And look, y'all, I even made some little seahorses. Because I told y'all about that tail. Didn't I tell y'all? Hi, Wendy. If I was ever a teacher. No, Wendy, I was never a teacher, but I always wanted to be. That was the thing that I really wanted to be growing up, was a teacher. So, I did tell y'all, though. Didn't I tell y'all? about that whole seahorse thing when I was little? I'm gonna move y'all back some. So when I was little, y'all, and this is a short story, but when I was little, we used to get these magazines, right? And in the back of the magazines, you know, you could order a whole bunch of stuff. And so I saw these seahorses in the back of the magazine. And I said, look, I told my brother, look, seahorses, let's order some. You know, and they were really cute little family of seahorses. And so we ordered them. Child, when those seahorses came in, there were these little bitty egg things in a package. They never grew, y'all, ever. I never saw one seahorse, ever. So, thanks to the ILD sisters, I have my seahorses now. Okay, y'all, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put on a couple of our little jellyfish. So again, I just took the jellyfish paper and I cut some of these little jellies out. And I want to put one or two, maybe one. I know I want to put one here. One here, I think. You know, so I don't want the octopus to be in the ocean by itself. No. So I'm going to use my liquid patina. And you guys have heard me talk about liquid patina before. But liquid patina I love to use because it's kind of thick. Oh dear, it's got a thick goop in it today though. It's kind of thick. It's not too thick, but it's not too thin either. Hi, Demita. My classmate is on. Hi, how are you? Thank you. Hey, Rose. How are you? That would be beautiful in a bathroom. Oh, Rose, yes. You know, it would, Rose. You're right. Okay, so liquid patina, y'all. That is what I use to put down my decoupage if I want a matte finish. So, again, liquid patina. If you like the matte finish look, liquid patina is the way to go. If you want something with a little bit of shine to it, you can use the Big Top because Big Top has a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of shininess to it. I tend to like the matte finishes more, so I go with the liquid patina. But I mean, it's like you can do so much with it. You know, you can put your you can actually put your decoupage down with it, and you can also, so I'm just going to take this now and I'm just going to put it on here, and you can also use it as a top coat. Okay, so get a little bit on here. So I will also use this as a top coat to seal this entire piece once I'm done. Get my little jellyfish here. I'm going to put him kind of right here because he's swimming up from the bottom. Then I had my little, what did I do with my little paper? Oh, darn. I had a little bit of paper, cling wrap, that I like to use to lay it down. But since I don't know where I put that, I'm just going to press down with my fingers. Just like that. Put some over here. Can you guys see? Put some over here under this edge. Lay it down. Put some under here to stick his little tentacles down, or whatever those are, jellyfish legs. And there we have it. And there's one jellyfish down now. And y'all, liquid patina, I've said this before, so you guys are probably aware. It is white. It goes on white, but it actually dries clear. So there's our little jellyfish right there, y'all. that is him. So I think what I'll do with the other jellyfish, like I said, I did the interior of the drawers white. So I'm gonna take and I'll put, you know, maybe a jellyfish in each drawer. Kind of like that, you know, just something a little bit, you know, unexpected. You open the drawer, you know, maybe a child, this will be a child's desk, and he'll go, Mommy, there's a jellyfish in my drawer. So I'll put one in each drawer there. And again, y'all, I went around, I don't know if I told you guys, but I went and I distressed these edges here. And the reason why I did that is because this, if you guys remember, this was red, right? Let's see, Linda says, you moved it when you did the stamp on the table, maybe. You moved it, what is that, Linda? You moved it when you did the stamp on the table, maybe? I moved what? I'm sorry, Linda. I missed your question. Barbara says you need to enter this in a contest if Royce has another contest. Oh, thank you, Barbara. What a compliment. Thank you so much. The reason why I distressed is because I remembered, y'all. I was like, wait a minute. There's some red under here, right? The saran wrap. I did, Linda. But where did I move it to, child? Oh, Linda, thank you so much, girl. You're right. I moved it. And here it is right over here on the table. Yes, ma'am. I found it. Thank you, Linda. Okay. So I distressed because if you guys remember, this doggone thing was red underneath here. And so it kind of really blends in well with my octopus. So I thought, let me distress back a little. So I did, to bring in some of the red here. And you guys already know this, right? One thing about DIY paint is this really pretty rich color that you put it on with, that it is when you put it on, turns to a chalky color once it dries. But y'all, when you put your top coat on, oh my goodness, it comes right back to that very rich color that you see in the bottle. So don't worry about this chalky finish look. Don't worry if you distress it. Just make sure you clean off your distressed dust and then put your top coat over that and you're going to have a beautiful color again. So just remember that. Okay. So yeah, so that's what I did. I did a little bit of distressing here and there. Okay, so again, y'all, here are the knobs that they were a different color. I used the same blue iris and I used that little salt wash technique to give it a little bit of texture. And so what I want to do though on those, let me grab my mold here. I want to use these little starfish. See these little starfish, y'all? Aren't these cute? So I'm going to use these little starfish and I'm going to glue them to the top of the knobs like this. So the knobs will go here and these little starfish will be on them as we continue our deep sea theme, right? So that's what I'm going to do now. So these, again, I had these in the freezer, y'all, and I took them out, you know, kind of about, maybe let's see, what time is it? Yeah, about 15 minutes ago. And now, see, they're bendable again, just like they were. So let's go ahead and do that. Just going to add a little bit of dimension. This table is so fun. What a great idea with the knobs. Oh, thank you, Linda. Yeah, isn't this fun? And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with this octopus paper. I had been thinking about it ever since I saw it. I was like, what am I supposed to do with that octopus? Well, lo and behold, he has swam up from the ocean onto this disc. Okay, so I just got a little bit of glue here. I use Eileen's Tacky Glue. Definitely worthy of Roy's. Oh, thank you, you guys. Y'all are so nice. So this is just Eileen's Tacky Glue, y'all. So here's my little starfish. I'm just going to put some glue on him. A lot of people use that tight bond quick and thick, and I am going to try that, but child, I still have some of this glue left, so I'm gonna use this until it's gone. And I also like to use the E6000 glue. So y'all, E6000 sticks to anything if you guys have ever tried it. So if you're trying to glue something on glass or iron or something like that, E6000, that's the way to go. Okay, so here's my knob. Here's my little starfish. I'm just gonna glue him on here, pressing his little tentacles down all around. And so now, rather than going out and buying totally new knobs, which I wasn't trying to do, even though I love the knob section at Hobby Lobby, but I wasn't trying to do that because I already had two perfectly good knobs. So I just used my salt wash, and I used my clay here to create a whole new knob. So there we have it. So I just press that down on here. I will give that chance to dry. And you guys, one of the things about air dry clay, this is Iron Orchid's air dry clay. One of the nature of air dry clay is that it will crack some and it will shrink some. So be sure to go back, you guys, after you put your clay on to something, go back periodically and just kind of give it a little bit of a tap down again, because it will tend to want to kind of pull up just a little, because that's just the nature of air dry clay. But just go back to your project every once in a while as it's drying and just give it a little tap down and put it back. Okay, so there's one. Let's go ahead and do this other one and we will have these done. My other little starfish. You get some glue on him. And I'm just making sure that I get all the way out to the ends. All the way. Because I want to make sure it gets a good stick down. All right. Here's my knob. I'm just going to kind of place him in the middle here. Push his little tentacles down. There we go. And you won't want to push too hard because, you know, you don't want to distort your image. But you want to press it firm enough that it starts to lay down. Okay, there we go, y'all. Now we have made new knobs out of old knobs. And so what I will do, the first thing that I would do with these is I will go back with this base color, this blue iris, and I will paint them over the same blue iris color. And the reason why I like to go back with my molds, if I'm painting them, and do the base color of whatever I'm putting them on, is so that I don't have to go in and try to get these little edges. So the edges will still show the blue iris, but then I can go in and dab some other color on top. So now I have created totally new knobs without ever having to go buy them. So there we go. That is that. And again, air dry clay, the nature of it is that it will do a little bit of cracking and it will do a little bit of shrinking, but you can go back and kind of pat that down just as it dries to keep it from doing that. All right, so let's see, what else can we do here? Oh, I want to put So you guys tell me what you think. I was thinking, and the reason why I did 2 of these is that I was thinking, so for these molds, I wanted, because I got 2 little seahorses here, one big, one small. I want to put one here, and I want to put one there. So that's what I'm going to do here and there. And then, I don't know if I will use all of these on here. I don't think so. But I want to go ahead and put on a couple of these little seahorses. Let's see how they look. Because they are just so darn cute. Don't y'all think? Or is anybody as obsessed with the seahorse? It's probably just because I never got mine. But they're just so cute. Look. Look at that. I mean, look at his little mouth and everything. Okay, so again, I'm just going to use my glue. Let me put you guys down a little. I'm just going to use my glue. Get it on him or her. How do you know a her seahorse from a he, she seahorse? I guess they know. It's not for me to know, I guess. This is as close as I'm going to get to a deep sea dive, y'all. Make sure I get it on his snout or nose or whatever it is. Can you guys see? I'm just putting it on here. Not much, but enough. See, he has these little ridges along his back. It's kind of tricky, too, trying to hold his tail. I know, Demeter, aren't they so cute? So I guess nobody else ordered out of the seahorse book, huh? Ordered the seahorses out of the book. It was just me. Uh-oh, y'all, I broke the little curly off his tail. Oh, well, that's okay. All right, so I got glue on him. Now, I'm going to put him right here. He's little. All right, put him right here, I think. And I'm working against gravity, so trying to make sure that I get him stuck down. But I don't want to. I don't want to squish him. He's kind of delicate. You guys see that? What do you guys think? We had some seahorse from the pet store. Oh, Sonia, you did? Oh my goodness. See, so it wasn't just me. Okay, let me see. There's a seahorse. You guys can't see his head. It's up under this ledge, but there's a seahorse, y'all. I just adore you, little seahorsey. There he is. So again, what I'll do on him is I will go back and I will paint him in with this blue iris. I'll give him the same base coat that's on here. And the reason why I like to do it that way is because then when I actually put more color on him, and I think I'm going to do a little bit of gold, maybe, or some toned down gold, not gold. But the reason why I like to start off with the base coat for my molds is because then that way I don't have to go back in and try to, if I put them on first. Now, if I paint them first, you know, you don't have to do that. But usually when I put them on first, like this, I like to start out using the base color so that I don't have to go back and try to get those little edges around there with a different color. So there is the seahorse. All right, you guys. So I think this is coming out pretty good. So you guys, I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to do. Gosh, y'all, it's already like 8:20. Where does time go when you're having fun? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish up. I will finish up doing a little bit of masking on top, adding a couple more shells here. I'm going to put a couple of jellyfish in the drawers here. I'm going to put the other seahorse on that side, and I will put the drawers on. I'll color this all in. I'm going to give it a complete coat of liquid patina to seal it all up. That is the plan. So, but before we go tonight, y'all, let me scoot y'all back a little. Before we go tonight, we have to pull the name for the twins. And yes, y'all, one of the twins has already sold. So, but still, we're going to name them because they need a name. I mean, we can't just let them be without a name. I mean, that's horrible. So, y'all know we do it sophisticated on the porch. We go to the box. Okay, so I got quite a few names this time and some good ones too. My sister tried to put in a name, y'all. And I was like, no, you can't. You can't win, honey. So I got the names in the box, and I'm going to pull a name, and we're going to see. This is for the twins now. You guys be thinking about a name for this one, because we're going to have to name it too. But this particular drawing is the names that were sent in for the twins. All right. I'm not going to look. I'm just going to reach. I'm going to stir them up. Then I'm going to reach. Stir and reach. All right. Here we go. All right. I got one, y'all. Let's see who the winner is. The winner is, the name for the twins is now Daisy and Rose. Eva Bobek is the winner. Eva, congratulations. Daisy, I know this is backwards to you guys. Daisy and Rose, that's the name of the twins. Thank you, Eva, for naming this. So make sure you send me your information, Eva, so that I can send you your Bud and Bloom bag so that you can start creating something of your own. So thank you, Eva. Daisy and Rose. Now, I don't know which one's Daisy. One of them sold, so I don't know if that's Daisy. Oh, that's probably Rose because it was kind of the pinkish color. That's the one that sold. So I think that was probably Rose, and Daisy is still here waiting on her new home. So thank you, Eva, for sharing that name. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys when you guys send in those names. I really get some good ones. So that's why I had to go to the box, y'all, because I was like, I can't choose. I can't, because I like them. There's like a whole bunch of them that I like. So I just go to the drawing method. Okay, so you guys, our little deep sea adventure, what do you guys think? I think we pretty much got to Porch Paradise on this one. That was, oh, thank you, Tracy. Yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed this one. Like, so whimsical and, just, not serious, just, just magical, deep sea adventure. So, yeah, I really did like this one. So, you guys, next week we're going to work on a whole different project. And I think I have one in mind that's going to be kind of interesting. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. So anyway, yes, so you guys, for any of these products that you see me using, you can find them on my website at pecanporchboutique.com. Now, also, I would love for you guys, if you haven't already, I would love for you guys to join my Facebook group and share some of the things that you guys are working on. Or just, give some tips or insights. Just a fun place to be. And I've linked that in the description as well. It's called Porch Paint and Polypop. So I'd love for you guys to join that if you haven't already. And what else? I think that is it, y'all. Yeah, what a fun project. I really enjoyed this project. This little table. It really wasn't much wrong with it, but I told y'all how I got it, right? I bought it at a garage sale, and like it was in pieces. Like the top part was under one tree, the legs was under one tree. I had to go gather them up from up under the trees, but I like it now. It really turned out really well. Even the red really worked because I was able to kind of distress it back, and it actually blends in good with the octopus. So thanks, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate you guys joining me on Trainwreck Wednesdays. I am on the DIY paint page as well, you guys, every other Sunday. So not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, every other Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And here every Wednesday night at 7:30 as we take another cruise on the train, y'all. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching, appreciate your support. And y'all know how we say it on the porch, right? Until we meet again, don't forget to bud, bloom, and be unique. Bye, you guys. Have a great evening. Thank you.